Hi, thank you so much for joining us for April's Quigley House University. My name is Alyssa Jordan. I am the Community Relations Coordinator here at Quigley House, and I am joined by Tony Irvin, our Director of Sexual Assault Services, and today we are going to be diving into victims' rights and the history of it. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Tony while I'm pulling up the presentation.
Thank you, Alyssa, for that great introduction. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us while we are talking about Victims' Rights Week. I hope everybody enjoyed their past week and their weekend, and that they all had a fun, safe, amazing Easter, which is one of my favorite holidays. So I'm all for Easter. We'll go ahead and just kind of jump right into this. So part of the things that we're going to talk about today is the victims' rights, some monumental dates, where we are today, the Victims' Rights Week, what the statute is here in Florida, and some programs and services that Quigley House offers. So victims' rights are your legal rights that can include, the right to restitution, the right to have a victim advocate available to you at all times, the right not to be excluded from criminal justice proceedings, and having the right to talk for yourself while you are in the courtroom. Some dates that helped start all of this started in 1965, where the first crime victims compensation program was established. That helps get you anything that you need, from help with bills, anything that was lost, sometimes moving expenses, all kinds of things that the victims compensation program helps you out with. In 1972, the first 3 victim assistance programs were created. That was in Missouri, California, and Washington, D.C. In 1975, the first Victims' Rights Week was organized, and that's what we're celebrating and showing support for this week, for the Victims' Rights Week. In 1978, the National Coalition Against Sexual Assault, it was formed to help rape victims and to help give their voice back to them by giving this movement something to look forward to, for the survivors to look forward to say, you know what, this happened to me and I need help, and we are here to help you. In 1984, the passage of the Victims of Crime Act, which is VOCA, established funds to help support the victims' compensation programs. And they helped do some more to help the victims understand where my mind just went blank, and I'm so sorry. So that the victims witness notification system is established, so that way that the survivors know what's going on with their prosecutor. In 1987, the first national toll-free domestic violence hotline was established, and that's huge because that goes nationwide. So no matter where you are, it gets you to your local domestic violence crisis center. It gets you to any of those crisis centers, be it no matter what kind of crime you had. That it kind of goes off of your area code or sometimes your zip code, and they will get you connected to the right person for that. In 1990, the Students' Right to Know and Campus Security was established, which is also part of your Title IX, that will help any students on the campus to feel safe and secure while going to school. And that was put into law by President George Bush. In 1991, there was the first confidentiality program, which helps the victims have a secure and confidential address so that the perpetrator wouldn't be able to find them. And in 2002, there was 20 million that was allotted to help fund services for trafficking victims, which would help with their shelter, medical and mental health care, legal assistance, interpretation, and advocacy. And then all 50 states were able to, which includes the District of Columbia, U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and Guam, have established crime victims compensation programs as well. And then in 2005, the National Sex Offender Registry was put into place for information for data nationwide. And then in 2009, President Obama issued the first White House proclamation of National Sexual Assault Awareness Month, which is all month of April every year. And that helps anybody who was assaulted from sexual assault to give them their voice back, to show them that this is a crime and that it needs to be recognized as well. So here we are today with some things that have been able to help all of the survivors. So the OVC is under the U.S. Department of Justice. The Office for Victims of Crime exists to provide information and resources to victims of crime, which is those hotline numbers that can get you connected to any crisis center. There are state-specific programs, the victims notifications. There's so much that that office does to help any of the survivors of crime. Then you have the VINE, which is the nation's most reliable and confidential source for updated custody status and criminal information, which you can do by signing up through an app. You can use their website. You can call their toll-free number. But what that does is it provides you within 24 hours on if the inmate has been released or is going to be released, has been transferred, has escaped, if anything's happened to them, that they provide that information to the survivor so that that survivor can make sure within that 24 hours they can get to a safe place or make sure they're with somebody to maintain safety. So the victims' compensation, all states, the District of Columbia, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Guam, and Puerto Rico have established compensation programs for crime victims. So with that, each state compensation program is administered independently. Most programs have similar eligibility requirements and offer compatible benefits. Composition is paid only when other financial resources such as private insurances and offender restitution do not cover the loss, and only when reported to law enforcement within 72 hours. That's a number to kind of remember, that you have to report it to law enforcement within 72 hours in order to be qualified for victims' compensation. Some expenses that, however, are not covered by most compensation programs include theft, damage, and property loss. But what can be covered is medical expenses, mental health counseling, lost wages, loss of support for dependents, homicide victims, and funeral expenses. And then we have our annual awareness. For every year in April, the Office of Victims of Crime helps lead communities throughout the country in their national observance of National Crimes Victims' Rights Week, which is this week, and we are here to help support any of those survivors of those crimes by having the advocacy, which we're there to offer with crisis interventions, support, social services throughout the community. But you'll get that through a trained advocate and we can help you with any resources or anything to help you get the need that you are looking for and can help. So Victims' Rights Week for 2022, the theme is rights, access, and equality for all victims. The theme underscores the importance of helping crime survivors from their justice by enforcing the victim's rights, which we talked about earlier, that you have the right to have a voice back. Expand access to services, which you have the right to have resources provided to you. And then ensuring quality and inclusion for all, which means here's my voice, listen to me, this is what I need. And that's happening all week from the 24th of April through the 30th. And we're here to help support you through that again. So there is a statute in Florida, which is the 960.001. And this is kind of just a little bit more of what your rights are as a survivor, that you're able to be present and heard and understood on how it's affecting you and what this crime did to you that's affected your job, your home life, your health, any of that, that, you know, you're entitled to be protected from intimidation so that you can use your voice again, and to have that advocate there to help be your voice and help protect you from all of that. That, you know, you're able to submit a victim impact statement. That's huge when it comes to court, that impact statement is, this is how this crime has impacted me personally in my life and at my job, with my health, with everything, because of what that person did to you. You can always look up more of this. And like I said, the statute is 960.001, and it can go in a little bit more in depth on that as well. So some of the programs here at Quigley House that we can help you out with is that we do have a 24-hour shelter. That does include pets, which is huge, because we understand that your pets are also your kids as well. So we want to protect them too. At shelter, we do have a child advocate, which helps with child services. She's there to help with groups or help kids to understand what's going on as well. We have our helpline, which is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You will always get a live person. All you have to do is call 904-284-0061. Or, you know, sometimes calling somebody isn't the best thing and you feel more comfortable by just sending an email. That is being checked periodically throughout the day, so you will get a response back. And that email is helpline@quigleyhouse.org. And be it if you call or if you send an email, we will safety plan with you. We will provide you information. We can provide you resources. We are here to help you through anything that you need help with. We also provide counseling for individual and support group counseling. We have child assessment and support counseling. We also have a sexual violence therapist that can help you through all of that as well. We have a legal team as well, which is at the Clay County Courthouse. We have an injunction for protection attorney and a paralegal that helps, and they provide accompaniments. We also have a victim advocate there at the courthouse that can help with accompaniments and answer any questions that you need. And if it's something we can't help you with, then we can get you in touch with the right person that can. We have the Sexual Assault Center that has an on-call advocate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for anything that you need for forensic examinations, if you need accompaniments for law enforcement or to go to the hospital to get any medical assistance, legal accompaniments. We also have community education, which we do provide trainings and workshops on domestic violence, sexual violence, dating violence, human trafficking, and stalking. And we also have a sexual violence prevention program that can help with all of that education as well. And we also do have an outreach program, which is our child welfare program. We have an ESG, which is our housing program that can help you find housing, help you keep the house that you're in so that if you're behind on rent, they can help you with that. And then we also have our economic justice program that can help you with anything from resumes to your credit to helping you with any financial to make sure that you're doing your budget right. So this is just mine and Alyssa's information with our phone number and extension, which is the 904-284-0340, which is the main number. My extension is 331 and Alyssa's is 319. Or you can always call our, like I said, our 24-hour hotline. They are there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You will always get a live person to talk to. And that phone number is 904-284-0061. If you have any questions, if you need help, you just don't know who to call or what to do, please give us a call and we can help you.
Thank you so much, Tony, for going through Victims' Rights Week and going through kind of what victim services and victims' rights are, especially when they are victims of crime. We do want to encourage you to follow us on social media because we will have different themes for each day of Victims' Rights Week, going through a different type of crime that we serve and providing more information and resources when it comes to child abuse, sexual violence, human trafficking, stalking, all those things. So please go ahead and follow us on Facebook at Quigley House or Instagram at Quigley_House, and stay tuned for different information and things like that. And then we will be having our sexual assault awareness press conference on April 28th, and that is also Denim Day, so make sure you wear your jeans in honor of victims of sexual violence. And we thank you so much for watching. Please share this video with your friends to educate them as well on victims' rights, and follow us for more information. Thank you again, Tony, for doing this today. And we are so excited for, what Victims' Rights Week is going to look like.
Yes, thank you.
Give me one.